say you have a shaking faith, cry and cover up your face. I don't want to watch you die, so listen up and start to fly.
Hey guys, it's Allie from Allie V Love. You may be wondering, why is your hair so blonde today? Well, I have a new series coming up, and this is a sneak peek look for you guys. Of course, this is a wig, and I have this makeup look and a tutorial coming to you guys really soon. So I hope you guys enjoy, and a little sneak peek, aloha, that has something to do with it. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about why I love my jobs and what's the purpose of me doing my jobs in an ethical way. My jobs are kind of reusing, reducing, and recycling. Poshmark, of course, I have clothes that I've had in my closet and that I've worn that I obviously have used, and I recycle to my customers at Poshmark, so I make some money from it, and I also help the landfills as well. And I really like the cycle that those clothes continue to keep getting used until they can't be used anymore. Then we have Amazon, which are new or used books that I sell on Amazon. So I go all over the East Coast to book sales, and then I sell from the book sales. I sell on Poshmark. A lot of the book sales are great because they're used books. So again, if the books are getting recycled, then I am selling them, so they are getting reused. So the part is that you're not buying a brand new book, and I'm not buying a brand new book. So we keep this cycle going of keeping things out of the landfills, out of the streets, and once you are done with the book, books really don't get thrown away. They keep getting reused. So it's kind of a recycling circle that's going around, because I'm buying from the sale, and then from me, someone else is buying, and then when they're done with the book, they either lend the book out or they give the book back to a sale, donate it to something else. So it's kind of funny because it could get recycled back to me, which is really quite interesting. So that's why I really like working the jobs that I'm working, because I'm not really contributing to a huge footprint on the earth, especially when it comes to the landfills and us trying to keep clothing, fabric, and different things out of the landfill. Plastic especially, I mean, you can't burn plastic, so it's gotta go somewhere, and it goes into landfills, unfortunately. So I'm really trying to cut down on using things that are plastic, and I do drink a lot from glasses, and especially from mason jars. I will take my mason jars with me almost anywhere I go, and I know I'm drinking out of glass. The drinking out of a plastic bottle is kind of gross, and you can't reuse the plastic bottle because of the chemicals that are in it. So to me, I feel there's no purpose in using a plastic bottle. Now they do recycle some of the plastic bottles back and they reuse them, so that's really great. I also use, which I have to get myself a little bit more acclimated to, are steel straws. I have them for smoothies, and then I have them for water or tea. I also have what is a hard plastic cup that I bring with me places as well, so that if I'm getting like cold tea or something, it can get refilled. I have been slacking on that lately, and I really need to bring it back. Really focus on the ethical part of the world, because really we are the future, and we are going to end up destroying our planet. Now, getting back to me kind of jumping into this ethical stand. This has been going on for a really long time for me, especially when I first got into my fashion merchandising program at the college that I was going to, because I really saw the impact that the dyeing system had for clean water around the world when we were dyeing clothing, and we weren't dyeing them with things from the earth, we were chemically dyeing them. They just dump the dye back into oceans, lakes, and different places, and I saw that impact that it had on me, and it really had such a strong effect on me that I really wanted to do something about it. And I just recently got back into a more ethical stand on life in general, because I'm realizing that our fashion industry has such an impact on kind of everything. It has an impact on the world in general of how we're treating people in factories, the water. It impacts the trends that everyone wears. So a lot of people are wearing fast fashion now, and it's really hurting our environment, especially because they're mostly not from sustainable and ethical places. So they are using dyes and fabrics that are going into the water, and they're going back into the landfills. I watched a few documentaries on this, and I saw the treatment of how people that are working in factories overseas are treated, and how the fashion industry really has no control over it because of the governments overseas. So the company may send someone over and everything looks like it's okay and there's not really a problem, and then there really is a problem because the workers aren't allowed to talk to the people representing the US companies. The head person that's in charge there from the area kind of dictates what everyone does. So it's really a bad system, and I am not giving the fashion industry a pass on this. They can have factories in the United States, and they choose not to because it's super cheap to buy 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 units of cheap fabric, cheap clothing that they pay these people 25 cents to $4 a day is really crazy. It's pretty high. Usually I'm hearing about 25 cents to about $1 a day. And when you think of that, that's ridiculous for people who are trying to take care of their families, and they can barely sustain themselves. And luckily in the country of the documentary that I watched, stuff was relatively cheap to buy, but they were just getting by and they weren't eating very well, and they had to go hungry sometimes because they didn't have enough money to just buy basic things. They're living in very, very small places if they're actually living in a home. And the way that they do sustain themselves is from working at this factory. And I don't understand why we as human beings are allowing these people to starve and go hungry, who are working very hard to get us our fast fashion clothing. And the fashion companies are trying to meet these demands. So they'll have a very high demand for a shirt, and they need to keep the shirt coming, and then they have a huge sale and they get rid of all of their stuff because they're making over 150% on their items. Now if we jump into the ethical way, we can still get things from overseas. It's called fair trade. And we can also get things from where we are living, such as the United States. You have to check if it's fair trade, if it's ethical, if it's sustainable, and you may want to look into making yourself a capsule wardrobe. Now, if you're like me and you can't really afford sustainable clothing right now because it is relatively expensive, I'm not going to say that it's cheap, then you can go into places like Poshmark or secondhand stores and purchase items that may be fast fashion, but you can keep recycling them and stop them from going into the landfills. So that's kind of my little rant and raving about ethical and sustainable clothing. I will definitely continue to post about this, and I have posted about it on my blog, That's a Bang Out of Order. Actually, I have two, www.that'sabang.com, which is actually my site, and then the first place that I started is www.that'sabang.blogspot.com. I'm kind of trying to bring people. If you guys want to learn more about ethical, sustainable lifestyle and fashion, definitely click my links down below. I have talked about this quite a bit recently and actually in the past on my blog, That's a Bang Out of Order, and I will be talking about it a lot more on here. If you guys want to hear more about it, please like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you guys want me to chat about and what you want to talk about, and I'll get you more involved in the conversation. Maybe we can do a live feed. I also wanted to let you guys know that I am starting a new channel, and I actually have it up. I haven't posted anything yet. It's called Forever Seeking Wanderlust, and this is going to be kind of ethical fashion posts, like lookbook type stuff, and traveling. So I will be doing a lot more traveling within the next year, and I'm hoping to do quite a bit more traveling after that. As you know, funds are everything. So I'm hoping that I will save up enough to visit Italy this year, and then my next place that I'm hoping is Hawaii. I have the Lancaster book sale coming up, so I think that will be on Forever Seeking Wanderlust, and it will also be on here until you guys kind of switch over. So I will see you guys soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have an enlightening and adventurous day.
Daydream, are you living the daydream yet? Are you living the daydream? Are you living the daydream now? You say you have a shaking faith, cry and cover up your face. I don't want to watch you die, so listen up and start to fly. Living a